I'm being watched too close.
Yeah, it can be pretty odd when you.
Yeah, well, I'm not a squeak.
The first time we played a venue it was in a Unitarian church.
Oh boy.
And they did this coffee house kind of setup thing on once a month, and we were the opening act, and it's like, this room full of, and they're just sitting,
You could have heard a pin drop. I mean, there was.
Oh no, that's scary.
And normally, I didn't get nervous in front of a group. We've been doing lots of open mics and stuff. And we had on the set list the song that I wrote, Piecing My Memories. And my knee was going like this the whole time. I could hardly stand it because I was just so nervous, because when you're doing a song you wrote, I mean, you are exposed. And they were like, I mean, it was well received, but I mean, I was just so nervous.
I used to go to a Unitarian church, and a friend of mine was a black guy, and he started coming to it. And I talked to him about it, he said, I really like the church, except I don't like the music. He grew up in a black church with a lot of music.
Right.
And you go to a Unitarian church, the music is.
I mean, I don't know
Well,
what
we
their typical
never
music
went
is.
to
We were just part of a, they would bring in singer-songwriters and
So we don't know
old
what
time.
church service is like. We've never been
Carl
to one.
Jones and Beverly Smith played there. In fact, we were the opening act for Tracy Schwartz and
Jenny.
Hawker.
Oh, okay. But I'll confess, there's another Unitarian here, and I made Melvin go to the church one time, and we came away saying, but they're all right, but they can't sing.
That's an independence road.
Well, we went there, we went to Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Yes, but I didn't.
George Will said about Unitarians, he said they're people that may or not believe that there may be one or more God, one man or more than one God.
What was it, Garrison Keillor? It's something about burning a question mark in the yard. I mean, he says,
There may or may not be one or more gods.
yeah.
Pretty
It was a great venue. We went there a lot to heard a lot of.
Yeah, we went there just to
Steve
listen to
Gillette
acts there a lot, because you could hear.
Steve Gillette.
They mostly just have discussions, don't
No, they have services and stuff where I went. I mean, it was just different, but yeah, I like it. I like the people. Like I
They
said,
had good snacks.
yeah. The coffee's really good. Yeah, the music is kind of, but it's, I also went to Episcopalian church, and the music was kind of the same way.
Yeah, we played a few things at a Methodist church. They seem to do a lot as far as a church of having musical events. So, but we just, again, we weren't part of the service. We just played for some thing.
He's primitive Baptist. He grew up primitive Baptist, and I grew up Unitarian, so we don't push it.
Well, that's the same thing. There's more similarities than there are differences.
Well, we never really had too much of a problem. We just always played music on Sunday instead of
When
church.
you're primitive Baptist, do you believe in predestination and all that? That's what, see, my dad, he believed, he was primitive Baptist, so he believed in predestination. So
that's when what they call a hard shell firmly believes in predestination. That God foreknew everything about, but He knew everything before the foundation of the world.
yeah, that's what Daddy believed.
That's what the hard shell. Now, they got a different group in the primitive Baptists, they call them a soft shell. And they believe if a person controls their own self,
Yeah. then you might as well be a
When,
missionary Baptist.
when do they get to the snakes?
Huh?
When do they get to the snakes?
They don't do snakes, do they? No, what was it, what group is it that does the snakes?
With the Pentecostals?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, I grew up Roman Catholic and then switched to Lutheran for a while and then just dropped out of everything.
What the Primitive Baptist gets thrown away on mostly is preaching so long.
Ah,
A sermon so long.
I know Brian, I can't remember his last name, or his name now, but he was telling me, he said his aunt died, was Primitive Baptist. They took her, to be buried, and they preached and said, it got dark. They took her back home and come back the next day and buried her. Said they got to preaching and said they just didn't get her buried that day, so they brought her back the next day and buried her. Carlos Bryan at Surrey Community College. Used to work down there for years and years.
well, I guess some of them just like to hear themselves talk.
Well,
This is all gonna be recorded.
I know.
Everyone's got no heart religion.
when I was little, we'd go to these association meetings, and they always had this big dinner. Of course, when we're kids, I'm sitting there, and in the wintertime, in the summertime, we'd stay outside, and the weather was nice, but in the wintertime, we'd have to go inside when it's bad. And I'd say, Dad, I said, I'm hungry. I said, we're gonna eat. He said, when that man shuts up, we'll eat.
Well, one thing about the Primitive Baptists, they can sing.
Yeah.
They can sing a cappella stuff, and to make your hair stand on end.
It's good simple music.
Yes.
And another thing about the Primitive Baptists, they don't preach for money. They'll take a donation if for the building fund or something like that, but they won't take money for their own.
Did y'all have foot washes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did that. They did that.
Right.
When we was kids, we'd stand out there behind the door, and we'd lock arms. We'd try to drag somebody in front of, because they just open the door and throw the water out. We'd try to drag somebody in front of them and they'd throw the water out.
I enjoyed the family funerals of his old family, because his singing was so, the feeling.
Thomas Earl was a Primitive Baptist. And he could sing them songs.
Oh, he could sing, for sure.
What Doc Watson was? He's singing old hymns like that too. All the Primitive Baptist songs.
But the nice thing about being a dyed-in-the-wool Unitarian is that I was never put upon, so that I can totally enjoy gospel music for the feeling of it without having to feel like something's being put on me.
Yeah.
And I really do like a lot of the songs.
Oh, it's good. It's very good. There are a lot that aren't good. A lot of songs that just, if you're not in the words, you're not understanding, or from the music for a lot of them is just,
Yeah.
when they're good, they're,
But the traditional ones are a lot like the traditional fiddle tunes in the sense it makes sense, and they have a feeling to them.
I had an aunt, actually she's my aunt by marriage, but she was one of the top soprano singers.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You couldn't be in a room with her when she was talking, but when she sang, man.
And she, that voice could go up high enough and crack a window.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think I can get that from a record. You have to be in the room with the person. I don't know why. I don't know if you feel that way, but sometimes there's certain overtones that come from being right there with the person and not through a sound system.
A lot of emotions in a group like that.
I think you get some of the energy in the room, just the spirit of the,
Yeah.
which you can't capture on a record. All right, Melvin, call a tune.
Great Cat on Tennessee Farm.
Oh. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay, well, I never know. Okay, I
I
started on
wasn't
the
sure
other
which
part.
part to stop on,
No,
so I was
sometimes
just
it's
checking.
Okay,
You all
so you-
stopped, so I stopped.
Okay, so you stop on the A part, on the part,
We started in the low part. didn't we?
started on
It
the
started
lower.
on the low part and it ends on the low part.
Well,
Okay,
that-
okay, that makes sense, because it never did sound quite right to me stopping on
Oh,
the,
okay.
you know, I always stopped in the same place you did, but it's like,
It seems like
it seems,
yeah,
I feel so
doesn't feel-
unfulfilled.
right.
I
There's
was
got to
debating
be
whether,
more. Is that all there is? That's all there
One
is.
more, huh?
well, I kept wanting to stop 3 or 4 times earlier, and then it just kept coming back around.
When does the Parkway Jam start up?
We haven't heard yet. I'll ask him pretty soon.
what?
The Parkway Jams.
Early May, and
So
Yeah.
about the third week in May.
okay.
It should be on the,
It's according to, see,
Yeah.
they appropriate money for it.
right.
And if it don't come in, they a little bit late sometimes coming in.
Oh, when the money arrives, they open up.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Interesting.
Their volunteers have to get oriented, I think, as part of the situation.
So check with the websites to see when they open.
Right, because when we did May Reveal, they tell us, well, the volunteers are going to be here such and such a date, we're going to have to talk to them and get them fixed up. And I think they started at the beginning of May, and then they had to get oriented and whatnot.
we We played out there for 20, how many years? 22, 24.
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
And up to the last year, we played every Sunday.
No, we quit. We kept slowing down. We kept slowing down.
About the last year, we slowed down to
One Sunday.
one Sunday night.
Yes. Right. And then when he had his stroke, we quit. It was getting too hard to be sure that we could be there. And all of our people that would help us died off.
Bummer.
Yes, we used to have gangs of people we could call on that would fill in if we couldn't go at the last minute or something. Or had somebody missing and they all died off.
Yeah, I started teaching ukulele at the senior center, and one of my students came in and says, "Is it okay if I leave my cell phone on during class?" She says, "I'm expecting, a couple of calls. I've got a friend in hospice, and then I got another friend that, and he says, the hardest part about growing old is everybody dies on you. He says, the only time we get out of the house is to go to a funeral anymore."
Where you teach? Where you teach at?
In Mount Airy, at the senior center, the Jones School, old Jones
Okay,
School.
good. Okay. I got ukulele. I need to learn.
Oh, okay.
got
It's
banjo.
the second and fourth Wednesday at 11.
Oh, I'm still work.
Oh, okay.
I'm still work.
You see, Albert and I were saying, if we don't get some younger friends, we're not going to have any friends. And I'm working on Bruce is a little bit younger.
I'm a little younger.
A little bit younger.
I'm not very healthy.
Well, you're still all older than us, I believe.
So we're trying to get Bruce to bring some more people.
I'm not very, I don't feel,
Oh,
no.
I'm probably the youngest by a good portion, except
Yeah, it's tough, but it's what it is.
What do you want to do, Dave?
okay. Oh, do we do Quincy's High D?
I've been around it.
I've only been around it for about a week.
Okay.
well, I've heard it twice.
Oh, I haven't played it.
So, I mean, I couldn't hum it if I had
We
to,
did.
because I've only heard it twice.
We did it last week, and we don't try it.
It's got that high D, I know, that's like, whoa.
Yeah. That's pretty high.
That's too long with this many times.
But at least you've got a mark where yours is.
That's right. Look at that. I had to put my magic marker, put a mark there, because I never could find that sucker otherwise.
Whereas with us, we just got to figure out, well,
Well,
Do it.
we know we got it when the people stop going.
you slide until they relax their faces, huh?
There are certain tunes that are not playable in a microphone.
Yeah.
But they're fun if you're done.
This is a great tune if nobody's listening.
Yeah. It's all right if it goes by quickly, you can forget things. But if they're in a microphone, then no,
Well, lay it on us.
I don't know. I practiced this afternoon, but maybe Bruce can do it. I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. Chris could do it, and I needed to find out where my weak places were, and I found out. Okay, it'll be better next time.
Yeah,
My problem is messing you up.
No,
first time I heard it,
serious.
it took, I thought, but it wasn't that hard to learn.
No, the tune is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just that,
You got such a long distance to go from here to here.
yeah, you gotta put a little, filler note in there.
Yeah. Yes, he does it perfectly. He learns every note of
You
those
put a little filler note in as you go down. Keeps your rhythm going. Yeah, if you just stop, like I did, I had a couple of magic markers. I'd never find that note again if I didn't.
I could put a magic marker here.
Yeah. Like that. Remember that? You ever watched the Far Side? Remember the one where the two Stone Age hunters are standing there beside this huge mastodon. There's a little arrow stuck in this spot. Just way on the side, and the guy said, "You need to mark that spot." You can remember that.
Yeah, the shifting, I mean, that's one of those things, again, if you learn how to play classical violin, that's the shifting, be able to stop at the right position to get into that.
I don't know how they really do it just right. I mean, you have the tune has the A that you can put your first finger on, and then you have the third position anchored. If you get your finger down here in the right place, then the other part kind of falls.
Well, part of it is keeping your hand position and coming up against
Yeah,
the
yeah, right. Yeah.
all muscle training.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it takes a little more than that still. No.
Well, you do it over and 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 over again. Any of that stuff is, to be able to, be at a piano and go.
Yeah. Well, I found I have to practice going into it cold, and then because after I've played it 3 or 4 rounds, not tonight, but other times, I would get it better, and then it won't do any good to keep practicing because I'll keep getting it. So I have to keep practicing it when I'm cold, or put something in between after I've played it a couple times and then practice it. Anyway, they started playing it, and Ray started playing it, and we all got to talking about it. So
You have to wonder what made that man possess somebody to write that.
Probably showing off.
yeah,
Drunk,
A durian through this one.
probably drunk out of his mind.
yeah.
Yeah. That goes on.
The ocean.
That's in G.
That's right.
There's no reason not to.
Play
go
Little
G.
Brown Jug,
Okay.
since we got a singer, right?
Yeah, that's right. We might as well do that, yeah.
There we go.
Let's.
Little white and a little black dog crossed the creek on a hickory log. She fell in, got stuck in the mud, and I stuck home with my little brown jug. Ha ha ha, you and me, little brown jug, how I love thee. Ha ha ha, you and me, little brown jug, how I love thee.
it Jack or, no, it was Harold. Harold sang a verse.
He sang several verses. He knew a bunch of verses to it. Yeah.
Harold.
Levin, guitar player,
Sparty.
but he knew a bunch of verses.
How about John Ryan's polka? John Ryan's polka?
Never heard of it, go ahead.
Have we done it here? If you watch the movie Titanic, that's what they're playing as the ship's going
Oh,
down.
really?
Yeah.
As the ship goes down?
Yeah, this is a song. This is a tune that sinks ships.